IshqeJunoon live with Sabah
and Izza. We are two US based friends who love Pakistani dramas and we love to review them for you. Please comment, like, subscribe to our channel, The Sizzle Review, and please follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So today's episode, we are going to discuss the last episode of Jaffa, the last episode of Bismil, and then whatever is going on at IshqeJunoon. So let's start with Jaffa, Sabah.
Yes, Jaffa ended, and I took two things from Jaffa that I liked. One was they showed the domestic violence in a marriage, and the way they handled it, I thought it was good. That the ending was that she got out of a very abusive marriage, and she ended up getting therapy, and I think he ended up getting therapy, although we didn't see him after that. Um, and I thought they would show Hassan, maybe like we would have liked to see him, because in the beginning we saw him jumping off a building, and then at the end we didn't see like whatever happened to him. But I liked her ending, that you can lead a productive life after leaving an abusive husband, meeting a new person and starting off fresh. It's not the end of the world, which I liked the message. And then another thing I liked about Jafar's ending was the way they showed Nomer, how men handle infertility, and they don't really have an emotional outlet. They can't talk about certain things, with their wife or mother, sister, friends, about certain issues. They don't have an outlet like most women do. Like, they can talk about their personal issues, and men handle it very differently. Even when he has to tell a cancer patient, their family, that he's dying, he didn't know how to handle the grief. He went in a room alone by himself and started crying, you know? And I think the same way he tried to be a good father, he tried to be a good husband, but a good doctor, but there was such emotional baggage that he had with this infertility issue, that he couldn't talk about it with anybody. So the thing about this is communication. All you have to do is talk to somebody about it, whether therapist or his, and everything could have been avoided if he had just told
And
Debu.
it's a taboo. It's a taboo. You cannot discuss it openly, and I think that's what was stopping him from this,
Right.
even with his wife.
His mother is everybody. Like, he had no one to talk to about.
अगर झिझक है, so that makes sense. But I feel like the wife, he did not discuss it with the wife to begin with.
Yeah, he went into a marriage without telling his wife that he can't have kids. I mean, that's kind of fraud, don't you think? It's such an important issue, and you're hiding it.
I do think it was fraud on both sides. She didn't want to marry him, and he didn't want to marry because he didn't have kids. So I think both of them were wrong, that marriage situation.
Well, he knew her situation, though, getting into it. I think his reasoning was, okay, because in the beginning he kept saying, we're just friends, we're just friends.
Marrying her, he didn't know that she was involved with someone and she was being forced to marry him by her parents. उसको तो ये नहीं पता था ना.
Say it.
उसने खुदकुशी करने की
Well, the parents were like
उसके
very
बाद
toxic.
उसके बाद everything came out.
Yeah. But those two things that I took away from this drama, which I thought was, to bring about these kind of issues, is good. It's something different. It's something new, especially with a man's infertility issue.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Debu's parents were very toxic throughout this whole situation, I thought.
I agree. I think they were Debu and her or I feel like I did not care much for any of them. Like all of the characters. Yeah.
Right.
Overall, what did you think? Was the drama a good watch? Was it
I think it was a good watch. I think the issues were important to talk about, but the story was sometimes very far-fetched. Like the suicides and her running away without the baby and abandoning the baby. Diva was not a likable character, I thought. She was kind of out there,
No, 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 I
I couldn't relate to her. Like,
I, I think I really liked Jo Zara ka the
yeah, yeah.
storyline that was really nice, and I
Mhm.
think or Numair ki jo storyline thi wo bhi it started really good, but I felt like down the road it lost kind of that that interest. It stopped making sense. The whole Dibu goes and lives there where there somewhere for a short period of time, or फिर वो वापस आके she's like, oh, I have lived such a hard life, and
She just did pedicures. I mean, like,
went away for a few months, and
and
then
then she gets like all these shares in her business in this business offer. Like all of a sudden she's an expert and she gets like becomes a partner in a salon.
that entire angle, I felt it was unnecessary. I
Yeah.
get that part. I think she could have
And the
gone.
whole time she didn't come. She couldn't like the baby. Like, well, even when she came back, it's like she didn't want to see the baby. Like, she was worried about Zara getting married to Namer. Like, it was kind of
Huh.
unreal.
But they do get together in the last episode. So
Yeah.
उसने like जैसे वो भाग रही थी I felt like Deepu for me was just unlikable character. I think uska whatever she was doing was no sense to me. Pretty much that's it. Yeah, for
And there
me.
was no chemistry between Namer and Dibu.
Huh.
I like he was a lot older. I just well, he was meant to be older, more mature than her because she was very immature. But I didn't find any chemistry between them. Like,
I didn't find her character to be cute. Ajib tha. It
yeah,
was just a weird, kind of a situation happening.
yeah. But overall, it was a good message.
Huh.
I like that they brought about therapy. Therapy is very important if you're in a situation with domestic violence, and then communicating these societal taboos that we face, especially for men. I To bring about that awareness. I thought that was good in Jaffa.
I think the intention was good. It started out well, but somewhere down the road, especially in the Numair and the Leap angle, I felt like it lost its footing. Or
Right.
it just became more and more annoying. Every episode became more and more annoying, and just because of them, I feel Sara ka jo tha, I really like the way that angle was handled. जैसे ये भी नहीं दिखाया that is a little unrealistic too कि अगर एक दफा होए and she just leaves. I think even being a strong character that she is, she did go back and she did try, which most of women do. Chahe jo bhi ho.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the way that story was handled. So overall, I think for me personally, I think it was an okay watch. I would not like अगर कोई देख रहा है तो that's fine, but I
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I mean, it was okay. I just like the themes of the drama, but that I didn't think there was that much to like really get hooked. I wasn't really hooked.
I
Wasn't
was
really, yeah,
uh, it wasn't for Andalib or Numair. I was just watching it.
yeah.
So of another drama which started really strong. What about Bismil? How did
Israel. So it ended with everybody getting karma, which I think they all deserved. Um, Rahim got 50% of the shares because she got the money. Masuma got what she deserved. But for him to snatch the baby from her, I didn't like that. Even though no mother deserves that,
ha, ha.
you know,
And
especially for the baby. The baby needs to be with his biological mother.
and why
You
did
know,
he get karma? मुझे तो ये हो रहा था कि उसको like end में Ram was left with nothing, Masuma was left with nothing, and then he gets a baby at the end of the day, and then gets everything.
he what an idiot. I mean, just he brought the baby for Ram and said, "Here's compensation."
By the way, that's like
That,
that
the
was
word compensation. I mean, that was so. And then she's like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "What? What did I do?" Like he's Mr. Innocent. He's like, "What? What did I ever do?" What
I
an
for calling him out on that. उसने कहा कि 25 साल का मेरा बच्चा है and you're just replacing him. And
yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like just the whole in the whole situation, Joe TT, they kind of made him out to be manipulated by Masuma. And then
Mhm.
he was dumb enough to think he can just bring like a random baby, or वो भी उसका baby,
Sultan ka bacha.
Masuma ka bacha, and he will just present it to Reham, and she will be fine with it.
Yeah, and that will make up for everything he did.
I just wanted like a more harsher end for TT. Other than that, it was fine. I feel
So
like
I was so happy when Raham turned Tim down. I was like, please don't take the baby. And she didn't, which I loved. She walked away, which I liked. I
I
liked that ending. If she had taken the baby and stayed with him, I would have been like, oh no.
हाँ
But
हाँ तो फिर बिल्कुल ही गलत हो जाता. But I was like I just wanted something more severe for TT. I was like he just like he has a baby, he has money, he'll find a third wife. उसका तो
yeah, yeah, he'll find a third wife and a nanny, and probably Masuma will get money when the baby grows up. He'll probably take over the CEO. He'll be the company's owner. He'll get everything, and then biologically, she will probably get something in the future.
has to wait and be patient. So
Yeah,
let's do the annoying character. So in this whole situation, I was super annoyed at Masuma's mom, and I was
yeah.
Zubi.
And who's Zuby?
Zubi, yeah.
Well, Zuby worked with Titi to get Masuma revenge.
Yeah, Zubi was a loser for 35 out of 37. और आखिरी एपिसोड में उसकी तो जिंदगी बन गई. उसको पैसे भी मिल गए from
His
TT
dog. Yeah.
wife. What did you think about that whole angle where he was working with TT, but his wife and mother had no idea? अभी भी रो रही है. I mean,
That's Sana Javed's sister.
oh wow, acha acha. But
Yeah.
I have shared,
Yeah. Why couldn't he like tell them? I
yeah,
could have told them his plan.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that whole thing was far fetched.
I think ये जो मैं नया trend notice कर रही हूँ in the newer dramas were okay, they build up the story, and then they wait very last episode to have everything cut.
That's what they did in Jaffa. Jaffa too. At the end, it was all wrapped up. When she finds out the DNA, he got a DNA test, and he didn't look at the report.
हाँ, और
So same thing here. It was very rushed.
नूरजहां में भी ऐसे ही हुआ था in the last episode. It was just like you use the right word, rush. It was like boom boom,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it feels a little like closure नहीं मिलता as an audience to me.
Right, right. I would have liked to see Masuma struggling, having no money, maybe like with her mother struggling, being
हाँ,
poor, going on a bus, or something like, you know what I mean?
I think इसीलिए उन्होंने शायद बच्चा ले लिया, because if they would have left the बच्चा with Masuma, would have to have provided her something,
Yeah.
because बच्चे को rightfully छोड़ना चाहिए अगर वो मासूमा को छोड़ भी रहा है. I think that's why they, as you said, I mean that entire scene of her grabbing the baby, walking away was like, I feel like it was like what an entitled rich man would do, at the end of the day.
Right.
He had to do that and get away with it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
And another thing I liked about this thing was they showed Titi and Raham as middle aged. They weren't this young hero. He wasn't a young hero with a love triangle that you know what I mean? It was a middle aged man who's established and successful, has an affair, gets married, second marriage, and how it affected his adult son, his adult children. So it wasn't like it was something different, which I think that's what the audience liked.
so I really liked when the drama started, that entire kind of a push and pull, like, when you've been married for a certain amount of time, all those like
Mhm. Right.
नहीं होते ना, they kind of, go back a little bit. And then he was getting this attention from this young, beautiful. I did appreciate Masuma ka character in a way, because she was very upfront about it. She didn't like,
Yeah. She was honest. Yeah.
she was like, hey, you are with me because I'm pretty and I'm young, and I'm with you because you have money.
Yeah.
And
That's the truth.
she was very clear about her intentions. I think
Yeah.
जो गलती fall करे है, it falls on TT, because he is the one.
Totally. And it was his ego. Like, here's a woman fawning all over him. And that's what he wanted. Like, a woman to tell him how beautiful he is and how she idolizes him. And, um, It's like that's what it came down to.
That is what it came down to. हाँ. Unfortunately, इसमें भी ड्रामे में मुझे लगा जब से the son Musa committed suicide, I felt like the drama went a little downhill after that. I just felt it was unnecessary. I just maybe they should have left him, you know. But I get it. It was there to create like a dramatic kind of a.
Right. Yeah, they've been showing too much suicides in these dramas. In every drama so far, we're seeing suicide. And
Uh,
I don't know why we have to go that far,
I agree. I completely agree.
you
So what
know.
do you think, Sabah? Is it a must watch, a good watch, an okay watch? Don't watch it. Don't touch it.
Because it was I think it was a good watch. I was hooked. I wanted to see what happened at the end, you
Uh,
know. Um and they showed, like I said, like a middle-aged couple going through this. Wasn't these young heroes, obsessed with love triangles. It was very different.
so for
What I liked about it.
must watch when it started, but I think down the road it just kind of downgraded a little bit to a good watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely still recommend it. अगर
Yeah.
आप तो I would say yeah, just binge watch it.
And let's talk about the acting. Harim was amazing.
It was amazing. बहुत
She she did such a great job. I mean, like um her nuances, her crying, her facial expressions. I think she has a lot of potential.
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल और
Re-
वो um, um, you know within a second उसके expressions change हो जाते थे. She did a great job.
She did, and so did, of course, Samira Nadeem.
हाँ
She
हाँ
was so very good
and no,
in the drama.
हाँ,
Noman Najaz is always very good.
I mean he can do
He,
no.
yeah, he was very very natural. I thought.
I think with Nomanajaz, it's about the eyes, it's about the nuances, it's about the little gestures that he does.
Yeah, he does.
So, जब
The
वो
way he walks, the way he stands, the way when he's quiet. Like you can just, he's very talented. Um, and also I liked Musa.
Musa, अच्छा, हाँ, Musa was good too, हाँ,
Yeah, I liked his acting. I think he has potential. He's a good-looking kid. He looked like a hero.
हाँ,
He should come in more dramas.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
So overall, what do you think? What are you gonna give it?
I would do it.
Good. Yeah,
I
good
think
one.
it's kind of in between a must watch and a good watch for me because I felt it started really strong. It was a very different topic. That was I really like the scene. Um,
Yeah.
Savannah Managers, वो जो marital दिखाया हुआ है, I really like that. The way Hareen came, I think वो भी बहुत अच्छा था. So I would say कि two-thirds of the drama was a must watch for me. I think towards the end, I felt like the story dragged a little bit, and that's why I am a good watch and not a must watch.
Right. Right. So that wraps up Bismil.
Wraps up this mill. Do you want to talk about IshqeJunoon now?
Sure.
हाँ. So IshqeJunoon is with Shehryar Monawar.
Hmm.
Who else is in there?
Yushna Shah
Shah is there. Yes.
and Irsa.
Irsa, yes. Ushna and Irsa are sisters. So
Yeah.
I think we did discuss it in our previous episode. So what happened in this episode? In this week's episode?
So now there's a lot of twists and turns going on in this drama. And I think now, was it Rahim? Is that his name? Rahim? Rahim is playing a game now.
So shout out to my Rahim nephew. To my
He is playing a game now because he knows his stepmother's behind it
Acha.
and his brother. But I don't know why he doesn't out his brother. Why doesn't he say that it's my little brother?
I feel like it started really good. वही जो अभी बिस्मिल की बात करते हैं, it started strong. The storyline was very fast. But अब कुछ episodes समझ नहीं आ रहा. Why are they not coming out? Why is he? I know he doesn't wanna अपने father का नाम नहीं वो और खराब करना चाह रहा. But why is he not telling um, Ushna's character कि क्या हुआ है? अब शादी हो गई. Episode
Yeah, that was like Stockholm syndrome. I mean, who marries their
कुछ हाँ मुझे कुछ
teaser? That's
शादी
so dumb.
no sense because she thinks and the parents think कि he attacked her उसकी जान लेने की कोशिश की and then they're like हमारी इतनी बेइज्जती होती है कि इसी अटैकर से शादी कर दो which made no sense to me.
And she said, I mean, she at the end they showed her saying that she did it for her sister because her brother-in-law is another greedy idiot
तो बहुत ही
who threatened to divorce his wife if she didn't marry him because he thinks that he's like a lotto ticket.
But in
Why?
this situation, I feel like maybe the suicide would have been a better option.
I mean, it's so dumb. I
Huh,
mean, and then
the father. Yeah.
she could say, "Look, I don't have a good memory. I don't remember all the details." She can't say, "Oh, it's him. It's him." Like the whole time, she's like,
So I think पिछले कोई 4 episodes से I think the drama is kind of feeling a little bit in my opinion. और शादी की तो मुझे बिल्कुल और शादी के बाद वो उसको किसी और घर ले गया and now she's upset कि तुम मुझे अपने okay, so I'm kind of confused what's happening.
"Yeah." And then we have his fiance's father who's against him too. So that's another guy who wants him. Who's out for revenge. And the whole thing doesn't make. It's just not real. It's not real.
हाँ 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 मुझे भी it doesn't make sense and क्या कहते हैं
And the father, it's like, open the door. Your son is knocking, Baba, Baba, and he's like walks away.
तो वो कहता है कि माँ ने और इसने मिलके किया the father gets really upset he's like तुम इल्जाम लगाए so I don't get why is he not sitting with the father and talking to him openly about the whole situation.
He could have told him the details, like it was your other son. But I really think that because because he was an orphan, right? When he came in, he was a small boy. You think the mother is attached to him, but the father is more attached to him.
हाँ
And I really think he's probably his son from another wife or another woman.
हाँ
मुझे
I-
ये लग रहा है.
मुझे ये भी नहीं समझ आ रही कि why is mother behaving the way she's behaving.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's see what her brother, the lawyer, does. The lawyer is good, actually. I think he's doing a good job.
हाँ
Mamu.
मामू जो है हाँ हाँ I agree.
But Shariar Munawar looks good in this drama.
I
Yeah, it looks good,
agree.
and we'll see what happens. It's an okay drama. It's nothing, to write home about.
I think that's why Ushna married him because of the way he looks. She's like a good
True. Plus, he's got all that money.
point.
But Ushna's acting is not up to like.
I agree.
I didn't care for that much. I mean, I've lost interest in it. It's like so bizarre that I just marrying him was like so dumb.
I agree.
Who does that? I mean, you're accusing him of raping you, killing you, or whatever, and then you're gonna marry him? I mean, that's so bizarre. You know?
हाँ नहीं मुझे भी शुरू में अच्छा लगा था but now I feel like I've lost interest too.
And her fiance, that guy, he's in jail. What the hell? So are they gonna release him or what? I mean, he said that he did it for 5 crore or whatever.
हाँ उसने तो पैसे लेके एडमिट कर दिया तो I don't think they're going to release it now.
So what's the point of getting money if you're gonna rot in jail? I don't get that.
So he said ना कि कुछ कुछ अरसा रह के निकल आएगा and then he'll enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be her.
I guess it was worth it.
पैसे होंगे उसमें से कुछ वो पुलिस वालों को दे देगा and then he'll be out.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's an okay watch for me. I don't really.
Let's see where this goes ना. चलो
Yeah.
this episode.
Yes.
This wraps up our episode of the Sizzle Review. Thank you so much for joining us. Please comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. This is Iza.
This is Saba. Thanks for watching.